Well, according to the USDA's latest crop report, rice harvest is nearing the halfway mark. As of August 11th, 38% of the crop had been harvested. However, yields are below average for many farmers in South Louisiana so far.
But as TWILA's Karl Wiggers shows us, those yields are much better than farmers expected when Hurricane Barry threatened double-digit rainfall on their rice crop.
There was some talk about some 25-inch rain totals.
That's what Crowley rice farmer Alan Lawson was preparing for.
And with a ripe crop, you're going to have water back up on it, you're going to have wind blow it down, it's going to sprout. It's just, that could have been just a total disaster.
He knows this because that's what happened on this farm in 2016. This time he received only 3 inches of rain and some heavy winds. LSU Ag Center rice specialist Dustin Harrell says Hurricane Barry hit the South Louisiana rice crop at a critical stage in its growth.
So anytime that flower is open and you have wind and rain, it can disrupt pollination and cause that grain to blank. I think that there was a percentage of our rice that was at that stage that probably had an overall negative effect on our yield.
Lawson is harvesting his rice crop just north of Crowley. He's disappointed in the yields that he's getting, but he feels blessed to have the crop that he has.
We really are very fortunate that we didn't get what we could have gotten out of that hurricane.
Harrell says the low yields in the early days of harvest likely indicate a below-average crop. However, that same trend could mean a slightly better ratoon or second crop. Paired with the hot, dry weather Lawson is harvesting in right now, that is welcome good news.
These fields are drying now, which allows us to manipulate the stubble and not make a lot of ruts out here, and so we can make a good ratoon crop.
We often see is if our yields are a little bit lower in the main crop, the ratoon yields will be a little bit better. So that bodes well for our ratoon crop going into the ratoon season this year. However, we never expect the ratoon yield to make up for lost yields in the main crop. It's not going to make up that much.
Lawson says the wet spring means that acreage is down. According to the USDA, Louisiana rice acres are down about 20,000 acres, and rice acreage nationwide is down by 200,000 acres. Fewer acres could mean a rise in the prices that farmers like Lawson get for this crop at market. And you guys, we can't replace a bad crop, but a bump in the prices can go a long ways. We talked about it with MFP, how that can just kind of help get that farmer to the next year, and that can be the same. That can be true for these farmers in rice as well.
Well, what's tough about rice is they don't have a whole lot of control over their own market, because on the world scale, the United States doesn't grow a huge amount of rice when you compare it to what they grow over in Asia. So the prices are often set by the world market. What really helps our folks here in Louisiana is when they can get that ratoon crop.
That's right, and that's something Alan and I talked about actually in the field is, you know, if they can get their crops cleanly harvested by about mid-August, they can really be able to get a good ratoon, hopefully. And they're actually, Harold mentioned this as well, but they're actually thinking that we should have a pretty good ratoon, assuming weather kind of holds as it is right now, hot and dry. That should give good, clean field conditions for them to get in there and get that second crop to make up for a little bit of a down first crop.
Well, farmers are always optimistic. Thank you very much, Karl Wiggers.